my tribute to my mother. Added the photo and put this little hat here that is made by Ruth Davis. Put that on her head. It has the words dream on it. Added these wings and put some little rub-ons on top of the wings. Layered over here this little birdhouse and had the little bird sticking out of it. And then below it, using the gel medium, I added some flowers and I put the gel medium under them and also over the flowers. Now this one doesn't have the gel medium on top of it, but it is adhered with gel medium at the underneath it. Over here with this stamp of this lady, I added some flowers and tore off some of the petals and had them kind of falling from her hand. And then added the metal key and heart. Also put that in her hand. I did a little bit of journaling over here, kind of explaining who my mom is and her relationship to me. So anyway, I'm very, very pleased with the way this turned out. I like the look of it and the layers and all the texture that has been created. So next we're going to move on to the next page. Hello and welcome to the last of the Lucky 7 video workshop series. We're on lesson 4. This will be the last of the Lucky 7 video workshop. But there's a couple of things that I want to go over with you on this. These papers are by Ruth Davis and they're from Ruth's Craft Papers. You can find them at the website escapeandscrap.com. And these papers by Ruth are just so neat. I'm going to have a link to them on the blog. She created these papers after watching the video about how to create your own tissue paper. And these would just be absolutely perfect for the tissue paper. But she also made them in a big 12 by 12 size. So I printed these off on regular white paper. She's got 4 of these, and these are just really fun, especially for mixed media. So I've got this one, and the one I'm going to use today, since I'm going to be doing kind of a steampunk look, I picked this one out, and I've already cut it, but I picked it out because it has the car on it. I've already cut it, and I'm going to be using that on my steampunk page, this piece that I've cut. I've also taken this paper that I printed from the Lucky 7 kit. And since this is not a full 12 by 12 size, it's just a little bit shorter than 12 inches, so I cut the top of it off. And then over here, I'm going to put this paper, and I'm going to tear the edge and put that there on the edge, and then that'll complete the size of the paper that I have here. I shared with you earlier that I had created, here it is. I'm going to put white paper behind it so you can see it better. I printed off on a transparency from Mamrotka these really cool steampunk items from her kit. And I didn't want to spend a lot of time cutting them out, so that's why I printed them on the transparency. I also took a whole bunch of other items from her kit and put them also on a transparency so I can use these items also. And I won't be cutting the details, but just kind of cutting a circle around them. So I left a small amount of space around them. But anyway, I'm really looking forward to using the transparencies, and we'll talk about how to adhere them to the page. The other thing I wanted to share with you, well, actually a couple of things I wanted to share with you, are canvas cloths. And these are for inkjet printers, and they're available at Office Depot. And when I bought this set, I wasn't able to find them online, but I had to go to the Office Depot store and buy them. That was last summer, so maybe you can get them online now. But they're just canvas cloths, and make sure that you get the right kind for your printer. And follow the directions inside. Now, I don't know if you can see the actual detail too well of this, but printed this off, this antique photo, and I love the linen look that you have on this. And you just have to see it up close. And I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna put that on a whole page by itself. But I just wanted to show that to you, that the canvas cloths really have a wonderful, unique look to them. The last thing that I'd like to point out before we begin are these masks. And these masks, says here they are by Heidi Swapp. And they're really, really cool and fun to use. These have that steampunk look. Now this is the page that kind of shows you what they look like, but these are the masks. And you just peel them off, carefully peel them off, and I'm going to show you how to use them. Lots of different ways that you can use these masks, but they're really a fun product to use. And they have all the little steampunk gadgets and gizmos on there. So we'll be trying that. Okay, now I'm going to take my paper that I have ready, and I'm going to adhere them to the background, and we're going to do that again with the golden gel medium. That way I know it's going to stay down. I'm not going to do the top of it yet. I don't think I am, because I'm going to be using the overlays, and I want to keep that shiny look to those. So I'm just going to put the gel medium on the back and press these down really good. The last page I made, I did in memory of my mom. This next page that I'm going to be doing since we live on a farm, this has been a farm, a family-owned farm for over 100 years. So we've got 5 generations that have lived on this farm. So the farm is over 100 years old. Originally, my husband's father's grandfather and his father came out here and started this farm. They homesteaded it. And these are some of the pictures of my husband's father's grandfather. And that happens to be his mother. So that would be my husband's grandmother right here. Now I've got 2 photos here, and it probably does not show up real well on the video camera. But this one is just slightly blurry, not as vividly strong color as this one. And on the blog, I'm going to show you a little download that you can print, and it'll give you 3 things you can do to fix vintage photos. This photo, since we're kind of doing a steampunk look, and I had some old cars here, and that was something that my husband's great-grandfather loved, was cars, and the second thing he loved was photography. So we're really blessed that he was a shutterbug, and that was, like 100 years ago, that he loved photography. So anyway, we've got a lot of photos of him with cars and his family. So I'm going to be using this round photo here, and I measured it so it would fit inside this opening here. So let me get those cut and get things kind of set here and decide what I want to do.